Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Rob Taylor, and we move over to the baseball diamond Red Sox. They are finishing up their road trip. They come home, start on Friday against the Angels, but on this current road trip, doing pretty well. They had 2 against Philly. They split. Chris Sale last week legging out the double. I don't know if you saw that. In his game, he lost 1-0, legging out a leadoff double. But now they got the Royals wrapping it up today. First place after the Yankees have really hit the skids quite a bit. 3-7 in their last 10.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, I think it's the tale of the opposites. We talked about it earlier with opposites with Danny Ainge, but Red Sox are going this way and the Yankees are going that way. And really it's about a tale of 2 bullpens. Red Sox bullpen has been having a phenomenal time and really sort of extraordinary success with zeros on the board for them, where the exact opposite is true of the Yankees. Their bullpen has been blowing saves and really not performing well for them. So let's hope we can keep it going, and hopefully that's the case. I'm sure the Red Sox will come down, their bullpen will come down
a little bit. But in the same vein, you would think that the starting pitching might come up a little bit, because really this starting pitching has not been that great. I know David Price has taken a while to get going, but even Sunday against the Astros, he wasn't overwhelming, he wasn't exciting. Porcello has been non-existent. How worried are you about Porcello?
Porcello needs to figure it out. He really needs to figure it out. It's like a mechanical issue. And of course, probably a mechanical issue up here too. So he's really got a lot of work to do. I'm hoping he can find his form. I mean, Cy Young winner, so he's got it. We know he does. It's just a matter of getting all the things lined up in a row. So hopefully he'll put it back together.
Yeah, you got to imagine that. Last year was probably an outlier for as good as he was. He wasn't going to do the exact same thing, but to regress back to what he is now, it just seems unfathomable, really, because he's not that bad of a pitcher. And like you said, once you start losing, you give up some home runs, it gets in your head. And you can see that every time he comes out. The first inning, he's giving up 2-3 runs every inning and just putting his team in a hole, and they can't figure it out. So
baseball, more so than almost any other game, is a brain sport. You got to have it. In fact, I just saw a thing with Big Papi. They were doing a special on him coming up to his big retirement, number retirement ceremony on Friday night. He said the most important thing that he had and biggest advantage he had playing in his career was his mindset. And you always knew that you had a shot with him, no matter how far behind you were, how late in the game it was. And it was his strongest feature, was just having the right mindset that anything can happen and he can make it happen. And
so the pitching has been, the starting pitching has been mediocre. The bullpen has been great. They're in first place. No need to panic. But one issue that we talk about, like I said, it seems like every week, is that third base position. Pablo Sandoval on the DL now with, I don't know, it was an ear infection or something. So I don't know how far they're going to keep stretching this and putting him on the DL. But it just seems like he's lost out there in the field. He can't play defense. He doesn't run. How valuable is a roster spot now? And does he get cut? And they pay him his salary at some point this season?
I know the plan is right now that they're sending him down. He's going to be on the DL for a while, but he's going down. They're going to give him some innings and some playing time down at the Paw Sox. And see if he can string it back together a little bit. He's sort of running out of opportunities, I think, at this point. My heart of hearts is telling me that he's not a long-term Red Sox. I'm sure they're going to start shopping him. I know they've got some good minor league talent that they've actually brought up. I think last night a couple of the guys that they brought up actually had a really great night, including the third base.
Marrero came back up because I guess Sandoval was on the DL, so he came back up,
He's had some opportunity because really Sandoval hasn't been able to play much this year. He's had injuries, and so our minor league guys are now getting some playing time, and that's sometimes the best thing that can happen is to get sort of forced on this, as I call it, the Tom Brady concept. Throw him in there, hold him accountable and see what happens. And so last night, I think the 2 call-ups went combined 3 for 7 with a couple RBIs and really had a great night. So I'm confident that they can patch that. Certainly anybody would be a big upgrade in terms of fielding. And really, Sandoval, Kung Fu Panda, has not been much at the plate. He's really been non-existent. And so
I know, and it's strange because he was never a great player. I mean, he had 3 great postseasons when the Giants won 3 World Series, but he was never great. And but he's fallen off so fast. He had the first season, it was not great in Boston. Then he was injured, and now he's come back.
And he's basically useless against left-handed pitching, so they have no confidence in him. You can see him late in the game. they'll pull him out and they'll put the catcher in if
Right.
they have to, or
Yeah,
whoever else.
And that really tells the story because John Farrell and the Red Sox are not afraid to use somebody else instead of him. He's falling, and you want him to get something out of it, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So
yeah, kind of a big bust for us.
Yeah, unfortunately so. We have some Patriots talk. Patriots signing a new player today, and some talk of their re-upping Edelman. Obviously Gronkowski a couple weeks ago. So we'll get into some Patriots talk when we come back. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.